Hello everybody and welcome back to Basics. In this episode we will be covering the world around us. As in the last episode we created this brand new world to look at and we covered up the basic menus. Now we get to walk around and actually see the world, actually play the game. Now in this world there are different areas. They're called biomes. Now you know how in the real world there are like jungles and deserts and tundras and different places like that. Well, they have that similar in Minecraft, except it's not based on geographic location, it's based on pretty much what the world generator felt like at the time, as you will see. We spawned in a pretty good place. There's actually 4 different biomes pretty close by. We actually spawned in a snow biome, or if we hit F3, over on the second to bottom line, the second piece of data, the one beside the B, it says Taiga. Honestly, I don't know how to pronounce it. That is what Minecraft calls this biome, but basically it's a snow biome. You have the tall, skinny trees and the darker wood. You obviously have snow. When there's weather, it snows. This is where you will find wolves that you can tame. Honestly, I don't know what other kind of neutral animal you see in here. I think I see sheep every now and then, but not terribly often. I don't think there are many other neutral animals in these areas. Over here, across this little fake river, is a swamp biome, wetlands, that kind of thing. And here you can obviously find sheep. You can find mushrooms. We get these kind of skinnier or shorter and fatter trees with the lighter kind of wood. And you get the lily pads. The lily pads are really useful because you can stand on them. You can put them right on top of water and you can stand on them. So if you want to make a really cool looking bridge, you can use the lily pads. And the trees all have vines on them, but they're short vines. Unlike over there, the jungle biome. The jungle biome has really tightly grouped trees ranging from all different sizes. They're really brightly green leaves. The wood is ever so slightly different. It does have the more natural style wood built in or interspersed along it, but most of the jungle trees look like this, and they can be really big trees. You can obviously find sheep in here. You can find chickens. You can find a lot of chickens in here. And you can find what are called ocelots. They are wild cats that you can tame. And the wild cats scare away the creepers, basically. The jungle biomes also include jungle temples, which we can see through the render glitch here. There's a jungle temple. And jungle temples hide secrets. You can find hidden things. You can also find traps. Like, you could just see through the vines there. There's a dispenser there. If you walk towards it, it shoots arrows at you because of the tripwire. I'm not being hurt by it because I'm still in creative mode. And here is a little puzzle. If you flick the levers in the right order, you can unlock a secret room with a chest in it with a bunch of valuable items. I do not know the sequence. I have fiddled with it, I've played with it, but I haven't figured out the actual sequence yet. Now, over here we have Extreme Hills. This is a relatively new biome, and we can see that it holds chickens and cows and sheep, and I'm sure there are pigs around here somewhere too. There's a creeper hidden in a shadow. He won't bother me because I'm in creative mode. We have some trees, but not many. There are very, very few trees in extreme hills. Now, the extreme hills are noticeable because, well, they have extreme hills. Really, really tall hills, almost mountain-like. Also, if you dig deep enough, you will get to where you have emeralds. And the emeralds are used to trade with villagers. Over there, we can see an ocean biome. And ocean biomes are pretty much exactly what they sound like. They are big, giant chunks of water. This is a ravine. It is basically a big, giant gash in the, well, earth. This is actually a very, very small one. Usually you see them much, much deeper. Ravines are really useful because they go down into the ground and open up a nice big area where you can find a lot of minerals. Like there's iron that I just popped by accident. We got a little bit of coal. In the deeper ones, you can usually find gold and possibly even diamond. This is a desert biome. Its main feature is a whole bunch of sand. You get your little dead trees here. You'll get your cacti. This is pretty much the only place to find natural cactus. You can also find, and this is a recent thing, little areas like this. And I see this a lot. What it is there's a spawner underneath here that was created, and apparently the top wasn't created. But if you dig down far enough in the center, you can see the spawner. You can see that this is a zombie spawner. Yeah. If you also dig around, yeah, there we go. We have chests with special stuff inside of it. This is pretty much the only place you can find saddles. You can't make them anymore, or you could never make them. I don't know if they're ever going to change that. This used to be the only place to find cocoa beans, but they changed that. You can find cocoa beans in jungles now. But yeah, this seems to be a new thing in like 1.3. I've never seen this before. I may be mistaken on that. But definitely in 1.3 there is a new thing, the desert hills. Basically, it's like extreme hills, but desert. So you get your sand, and you can see it's also made out of sandstone. Outside of that, I don't think there's anything really special. I usually run out to the desert to find spiders, because they seem to spawn more often. Oh wow, we got a triple spawner right here. That's rare. That's extremely rare. Now over here we have the last two biomes that I know of. We have a forest biome. At F3 we can see it. And this is just a dense grouping of normal trees. You won't see the dark wood or the jungle wood in here because those are reserved for the snow biome and the jungle biomes. But you will find these trees. I call them zebra trees. Now they actually have real names. They're birch wood. Spruce wood is the one in the snow biome. Oak wood are just the regular trees. These are the ones that are common. And jungle wood is just jungle wood. And then the last biome is right out here. It is the plains biome, or prairie, as I call it, out of habit. This is a common grouping ground for sheep, and apparently chickens. But I think in here you'll see all of the neutral mobs, or all of the peaceful mobs, the sheep, the pigs, the cows, and chickens. Now, there are technical biomes. Like right here, we have a river. This is a technical biome. It can pretty much go anywhere. Let's see if I can find one real quick. But we also have beach biomes, which go between the ocean and whatever. And then I believe that the new version, 1.4, actually allows any biome to be a technical biome of another biome. So you might eventually find extreme hills in a snow biome. I don't know that for sure, but I think that's what I heard. Oh, look, we found another biome, Atanga Hills. So, like, extreme hills, but in a snow biome. So maybe they already did it, but I just don't know about it. And here we are. We have a beach biome. It is between the oceans and pretty much whatever biome. In this case, we have a snow biome. It's a lot like the deserts, except you don't see cactus. Oh, and there's another peaceful mob, squid. They live in the ocean. And you see them every now and then in rivers and lakes. Underneath the Minecraft world, there is a massive, massive amount of caves. And they will go deep underground, sometimes the entire way to almost bedrock. But they're also a very, very good place to go hunting for ores and coal and stuff like that. You actually have to get pretty low to get certain types of minerals, which I will go over later in this series. But you gotta be careful because there's a lot of lava around, and if you haven't lit up the tunnel like I've been doing, mobs spawn. Doesn't matter what time of day it is, they will spawn in the dark. It doesn't matter. Now there's one other area, and that's this area here. These are old mine shafts, and you'll find them all throughout the Minecraft world. And you'll see areas like that, which you've got to worry about. Not the fire, I mean the massive amounts of spider webs up there. That is a baby spider spawner. Those spiders are poisonous. So if you're playing in survival mode and you see one of those, disable it quick by lighting up the area or get out of there. I don't have to worry about it because I'm in creative once again. Oh, and I see another baby spider spawner over there. Yeah, there's another one just above it too. Wow. This map has a wicked amount of spawners in it. But mine shafts are also really good places to search for ores because they are already opened up and they're easier to just look at and see. There's usually quite a few iron and redstone, coal, plenty of coal, and lots of dead ends. And every once in a while you will find a chest in the mine shaft with useful stuff like gold bars and bread, and every now and then I see saddles, sometimes tools. Melon seeds are down here. As far as I know, this is still the only place you can get melon seeds. You cannot find melons naturally. You have to find the seeds and grow them yourself. Which I am not finding any chests around here. But when you go caving, which is what it's called when you dig into the ground, find a cave, and start looking for ores and stuff. When you go caving, always remember to have lots of torches so you can light up your way. And also try to remember to mark which direction you came from. That way you don't get lost like I just did. I have no idea where I am. Conveniently, I'm not too terribly worried about it. Is this another spider spawner? Holy crap. Now that we've covered out the different types of areas around us, let's cover the beasts you will see in the area. Now you can see that guy up there in the distance, way up there. That is an Enderman. Let me see if I can get closer without him running away. He shouldn't. Yes. He is based off of the urban legend of the Slenderman. And he does not like being looked at. You'll notice that I'm not putting my crosshairs on him. Of course, right now that doesn't actually matter because I'm in creative mode. But if you're in survival mode and you put your crosshairs on him, he will become a hostile mob. Like right now, he's neutral. He will not attack me. Oh, and we got to see one of his other features right in front of us. He can pick up blocks. Certain types of blocks. Natural blocks like stone and wood and, as we can see, grass. He can't pick up, say, that chest there or the torch. He can't pick up manufactured blocks like stone brick. But he can still be quite annoying. He's also very tough. If you've never fought one before, be very careful around them. They are hard to kill without getting killed yourself, especially if you don't have any armor. Down there, right there, is a skeleton. He carries a bow and can shoot arrows at you. He's a long-range attacker, so you either have to attack him with bows or you have to deal with the bombardment until you can get close and attack him with a sword. That is a creeper, the green guy right there, not the squid. They are annoying. Once they get close enough, they will hiss at you and then explode, destroying everything around it, including you and the house you just finished building. Very common thing. If you play this game from beginning to end and you don't have a creeper sneak up on you and go tss, boom. Holy crap. You are insanely lucky. Oy. That is a standard zombie. He is a melee attacker. Basically, he'll get close and he'll just hit you. He has no animation for doing so, but he will just hit you. Of course, I'm in creative mode. Again, hostile mobs don't attack you if you're in creative mode. If I switch to survival mode, they would all come and get me. Oh, one more bad guy I want to do before the sun comes up. This guy. Spider. Oh, they are annoying. They are hostile at night, but if you see one during the day that isn't already hostile, they won't bother you unless you attack them. And they're up-close attackers, but they're fast. And they are quite deadly. They will not poison you like the baby spiders, which the baby spiders, I think, look pretty much the same. They're just a little bit more gray and they're smaller. They will poison you and eventually kill you. But these ones, they'll just hit you and they'll do damage and that's it. Now, what the Enderman did just there, he transported. He can teleport. And what happened was he hit water and teleported. The skeletons here, you can see they're not moving anymore. They're hiding. We don't have any out right now. They probably all died. But if the skeletons or the zombies get out in direct sunlight, they'll burn. They'll catch fire and die. So that's why the skeletons are hiding right now. They're hiding in the shade. And I can show you in a second if we change our game mode. There we go. Now we're in survival. Now I should be able to convince the skeletons to come out of hiding. Whoa! That was a creeper. Oh, and there's a hostile spider. You can see everything's trying to kill me now. There, we can see the skeleton's on fire because he got out in direct sunlight. They will not burn if they are in water, because water puts out the fire. You can see I'm almost dying here. because I'm not even trying to fight them, I'm just running away. But skeletons and zombies are actually smart enough now in the game, I think this is a recent development, that they will hide when the sun comes out. So when you're running through a jungle or running through a forest, be very, very careful, because around the next tree might be a hidden skeleton. And skeletons can kill you quite quickly. Now, as for the neutral mobs, well, I guess they're peaceful mobs. Neutral mob isn't the right name for them. They're peaceful mobs. Oy, okay, I'm changing the game. There we go. Now I'm in creative. There, now they won't bother me. Anyways, okay. The sheep. Its entire purpose in life is to give wool. Now, if you kill a sheep, it might drop one wool block. But to really use sheep, you have to shear them. And that's with this tool right here, the shears. You just right-click on the sheep, and it will drop several blocks. Like this one dropped 2. I've seen where it drops anywhere between 0 and 3. That one dropped 1. That one dropped 3. Now they will also eat grass eventually, and they'll regrow their wool so you can shear them again. So you can easily create a wool farm by just penning in a bunch of sheep with grass underneath their feet and then shearing them every now and then. Then they'll eat and then they'll regrow their wool. You can see there are different color of sheep. Like this one's a gray sheep, dark gray sheep. He will give dark gray wool. I think there are 4 natural sheep. White, light gray, dark gray, which I guess technically is just gray, it's not dark gray, black, and the ever rare pink. Yes, you can find pink sheep. As I covered earlier, these are squid. They will drop ink sacs. You can use the ink sacs to dye wool, or in the next version, the 1.4 version, you can dye leather armor black. These are chickens. As far as I know of, they are the only mob that you can throw off a cliff and they won't die, because chickens can kind of half fly. They'll like glide down. But when you kill them, they will drop feathers and raw chicken. You can use the feathers to make arrows, and you can eat the raw chicken, but it doesn't give you too much in the way of hunger bars, and it can potentially make you sick. It can poison you and give you damage. I guess it's giving you salmonella. But you can also cook the chicken and then it's safe to eat. Chickens also, every now and then, they'll lay eggs. So you can take the egg, you throw the egg, and every now and then it will produce a baby chicken. Here we have some pigs. When you kill them, they have a chance to drop some pork, which you can eat, potentially getting sick because it's raw. But you can also cook it, and it would eliminate the sickness possibility. You can also put a saddle on them, like I pointed out before, and you can ride them. Now, as of right now, you can't control where they go, but in the next version of Minecraft, you'll get a carrot on a stick, and you can control where the pig goes. And I just did that by holding the saddle, right-clicking on the pig that places the saddle on the pig, and then I right-clicked on the saddle, and that's how I got on the pig. And then I just right-clicked and got off. Obviously, this is a cow. When you kill it, it will drop beef. which you can cook into steak. You can also use a bucket on it and get milk back. When you kill it, you also get leather, which you can make into leather armor. Here we have a wolf. And a wolf is a utility mob. Basically, once you train it, it will attack the things you attack, or that attack you. So basically, it's like having a helping hand. They will also naturally attack sheep, which is kind of cool to watch. But you usually find these in a snow biome. They usually travel in packs. And you have to train them with a bone. I'm here in the jungle trying to find a wild ocelot. But they're rare, they're hard to find. So I'm going to have to cheat a little bit. Yeah, that is a wild ocelot. They are skittish. If you approach them quickly, they will run away from you. What you have to do, and I'm going to try to do it now, is approach slowly, holding a raw fish in your hand. Doesn't seem to work. It's hard to do. But if you can get close enough, they will actually start coming towards you, and you can tame them with the raw fish. Come here, ocelot. Come here, ocelot. Keeps running away. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I'm just sneaking now, so I should be fine. There it is. You can see it's just kind of sneaking towards me. Now I should be able to... Come on. There we go. Okay. That's how you know you tamed it, because it will actually change. This is a tabby cat. Now it will follow me around. For the most part anyways. It's programmed to be a cat, so it's mildly annoying every now and then. But they will keep away creepers. Creepers won't come anywhere near them, which is useful. Now, there are two other kind of places in Minecraft. The Nether and the End. The Nether is accessed by creating a Nether portal. And I'll go into depth in a later episode of how to do all that. And then you go through the Nether portal into what is basically hell. And it's another dimension, technically. And it takes forever to load because there's a lot of fire and lava and all kinds of stuff. But if we look at the biome, it actually is called Hell. But for official purposes, it's called the Nether. In the Nether, you will find this is Nether rack. If you set it on fire, the fire will never go out unless you manually put it out. You will find glowstone, which is like a block that produces light. It actually produces more light than a torch. So if you can collect it, it's really useful for lighting up buildings and tunnels and stuff like that. Over there is soul sand, and basically it's like sand, but when you walk on it, you're slower. You can see between the jumps how slow it is compared to just walking regularly. This is a nether fortress, or at least part of one. They're relatively large. They're made out of nether brick. And in here you will find that little beastie right there. That is called a blaze, and they're nasty little things. When they smoke like that, actually, when they smoke like that, they're not actually doing anything, but they will catch on fire, and then they will shoot fireballs at you. They're really nasty. Really hard to beat, but they're very useful for their drops. That is a zombie pigman. Zombie pigmen are neutral mobs. They will not attack you unless you attack them, but if you attack them, they are nasty. They will all attack you. Anyone that's nearby will hear the scream of the zombie pigman, and they will all attack you. That little floating thing right there is called a blaze. That's the noise you hear. That's that thing right there. They're creepy little things. They will shoot exploding balls at you. Really hard to defeat, because obviously you have to shoot them with a bow and arrow. They very rarely come close enough to the ground for you to attack them with a sword. And they can attack you from a much greater distance than anything else in the game. Yeah, the Nether's not really a place to be screwing around. You will die quickly in the Nether, unless you're very, very careful. Now, one thing I did here is I forgot where I put the Nether portal. So now I'm lost in the Nether. As you can see, the gas caught on fire. Anything in the Nether is immune to fire damage. Oh, there's my portal. So I gotta remember that because I just saw a mob that I forgot to show off. That guy. The slinky guy. I don't even remember what these things are called. I see them so rarely. They're nasty little things too. They will catch you on fire. When you try to kill them, they will actually split into multiple smaller versions of themselves. But the Nether is like the home of lava. It was originally based on the concept of hell. In fact, that was its original name for it. That's why it's called Hell in the biome section. But they decided to rename it to the Nether to try to avoid the whole religious connotations. Yeah. You could still find mushrooms in here. I'm not 100% sure why, but you can. And the last place is also another different dimension. It is called the End. Literally, the End. And that's basically where the first end of the game is. Well, I can't say it's the first, because right now it's the only end of the game. And it's not really the end of the game, either. It's just kind of where you finally get to see the credits. Kind of, ish. But I will leave that up to you guys to find that. Now, it is hard to get to the end. What you have to find is a stronghold. Now, the strongholds are in the overworld, and you use the Eye of Ender to find them. And you basically follow them. And they're usually a pretty decent distance away from spawn, so I will be traveling in this direction quite a distance to get there. Okay, I think I found the general location of a stronghold. Of course, like it always is for me, it's out in the middle of the ocean. You can tell because the Eye of Ender goes down instead of up. Then where it stops, which is like right here, directly underneath it is the stronghold. So I've got to dig down. That there. Let's get some torches. Light this place up. strongholds are usually pretty decent distance down, too. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is a stronghold. This is actually the portal itself. That's the portal to the end. That is a spawner for... Oh, come on. I remember the name of these things. Silverfish. That's their name. That's a spawner for silverfish. Evil little things. They hide in blocks. Like when they spawn, they will actually hide themselves inside of just regular looking blocks. Like any one of these blocks could be a silverfish block. Ugh. They're creepy things. They're hard to hit because they're tiny. Yeah, there goes one. Let's see if he hides himself in a block. Yep, there he went. He just hit himself in a block. So, I think it's that block. It's either that block or that block. When you break it, he'll actually spit himself out. I'm not going to do it because they're annoying. Now, the stronghold continues on for a while. Plenty of lighting glitches. And you can find chests with useful stuff in there. And apparently doors that zombies like to knock down. But what we care about is the portal. And you finish the portal by putting Eyes of Ender in the slots like this. Blink. And then we get the portal to the end. Looks pretty cool. It's got this nice little 3D effect, which I totally missed. Okay. Now we spawned underground. Which is somewhat common. Sometimes you spawn further out, which I will show you once I actually get up to the surface. Here we are. Now, this is the end. And we can see that outside of this little island here, there's absolutely nothing. Kind of creepy, honestly, if you have like a fear of heights or something like that. It can be quite creepy. I'm actually quite creeped out about it. Whoa. And that is the Ender Dragon. He is the boss that you see, the boss health above me. Woo. He can be very annoying, but if you're fully armored up, like if you have diamond armor, he won't hurt you, but he will push you around. And he can very easily push you off the island. A lot of render glitches. Now this is apparently the home of the Enderman. So there's plenty Endermen around. So you gotta be careful where you look when you're fighting the boss. Now what the boss is doing up there, what that is it heals the boss. That's these things right here. You have to destroy these before you can fight the boss. Because pretty much no matter how much damage you'll do, he'll just fly past one of those and regen his health. Now, and also a big thing with the end. Once you're here to stay. You have to defeat the boss to get out. Or you have to die. Which, if you're playing hardcore, then, that kind of ends the game. So, pretty much when you're here to stay. Or to kill the boss. Now, I'm going to leave what happens when you kill the boss as a secret, because it's quite weird, and you kind of have to experience it for yourself. So I'm just going to leave that as that, and say that this will be the end of this episode. I'm going to go commit suicide off the end of the island, so I can appear back at spawn, without killing the boss, because I don't want to just yet. And even in creative mode, if you fall off the side, you will die. And you will have to respawn. Whee! But you respawn back at your spawn, or at your bed if you slept. So yeah, that's about it. So I will end this episode here. Next episode, I'm not sure what I'll cover. I'll figure something out. Possibly building mining, maybe. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But until then, as always, I